Welcome back to Bash Bros, an episode. Oh no, I put my thing down. Stop. I'm sorry. Stop. 59. Got that one. Of Notorious Pro Wrestling, the TEW Let's Play series, where we find out what exactly would happen if Conor McGregor started his own wrestling promotion. It is the go-home show for our Fear No Man PPV. In my opinion, or maybe like a WrestleMania, kinda. It has been a couple of weeks since you've been with us, so let's take a look at the couple of shows that you have missed. So last time you guys were with us was Thursday, week 4 of March, and we had a 61 rated show, so a very strong outing overall. The Chris Hero Andrews match did not slap as much as I thought it might, but it was still a good main event. All capped off with a very strong Maki Ito and Grado promo. The first show that you missed was Thursday week 1, it's wanted, from Southern England. It was kind of paint by numbers by our standards so far. Only really disappointing thing is that I had to move a lot of the Martina to Neil Debbie feud on to the pre-show, because the main event, which is a 5-way for the Women's Championship, just ate up every ounce of timing that I had. I think this went for like 24 minutes. So yeah, that was a bit disappointing, but it was a solid main event from our women's division with a 59. So 62 overall, which was an improvement on the week previous. But then, in April week 2, we scored a 60-7. And I thought this was a bad, before I ran it, I thought this was a bad card. So let's get in a wee bit of a breakdown here. So, NIC got a bit of momentum since they will now be kind of featured going forward, just on the pre-show. Dynasty had a 3-way against some of our fight school graduates, or our fight school alums, fight school students. A 47, which was a bit weak, but considering it had our students in it, not that bad at all. A great promo from Grado and Conor McGregor, pretty much setting up our Maki Ito versus Riho match at the pay-per-view. Jonathan Gresham continued to do Jonathan Gresham things. Just went and had a 66 to Mark Haskins, as you do. Then the main event actually, although it wasn't our best scored match, it was very impressive. So originally it was a title match, as you can see, between Pentagon and Easton. This was supposed to go 20 minutes, but Easton can't go 20 minutes, so it was dropped down to 15 minutes. And whenever I saw it was dropped down to 15 minutes, I did freak a bit. I was like, this is gonna be shit. This is gonna be like a 54. Oh, what the fuck? Because apparently I talk like that. But no, Penta put on his working boots. Penta pulled out, I believe it was a 64. Yeah, Penta actually put in a 64% and dragged this bitch Easton up to a 64 rated match, so fair play to Penta. So yeah, a really good solid amount of shows. So that is joint. This match in Wales, or this show in Wales, is joint our best show to date. So there you go. How about that? So as it's been a couple of weeks since you've been with us, there's also a decent a bit of news to discuss. So we have signed Angelina Love. Not going to tell you who she will be the manager of. But yeah, she's not going to be featured for at least 2 to 3 months. So maybe signed her a bit early, but she's on a pay-per-appearance deal. Doesn't cost us budget if she's not here. So there you go. That's good. Raven Creed re-signed with us too, as you can see down here. She's been good. I have plans for her a wee bit down the line. She's young as well, 24. So yeah, I think she's definitely worth keeping about. So Amir Jordan has left us. He only had, last time you guys were here, he only had 2 days left on his contract. I just didn't think he was that great. He came in to be a part of the tag team part of GTA. Then turned out him and Kenny Williams had shite chemistry. So there was just a real spot for him left. So we did the injury angle last time you guys were here to write him off, and he has officially left us. Lycos is fully fit. I don't remember him being injured, so he might have possibly got injured at a previous show that wasn't ours. But he's now fully fit, which is good because he will be a big part of that storyline between Lycos Jim and the Birds of Prey. Dean Allmark's contract is ending, and I don't think I'm gonna renew it. I don't think I am. Because we have our fight school students, we don't really need jobbers anymore, and I just don't have any plans for Dean. So I might just let him go. And Jake the Snake has extended his deal with AEW. I'll not lie, I shit myself whenever the first notification for this came up, that he was renegotiating with AEW. I thought, oh my god, they're going to sign into an exclusive deal, and we're going to lose like our top heel manager, and that's going to completely fuck over my plans. But no, they've agreed into a handshake deal, so Jake will be staying with us for the foreseeable, which is good because I shat myself. I mentioned our fight school recruits there a wee bit. We have sent a couple more guys to the fight school. We had 11 spaces and there's only about 8 there. So, yes. Email Lunzi was already there. Angel Hayes was already... Or sorry, Email Lunzi I've sent to join the guys down there. She's young. Like she's 22. So yeah, I think she needs a bit of spit and polish, but she's still not bad. I also sent the NIC down, was the other 2, so again, since I have plans for them to be strong mid-carders and they're young, I would rather get their skills kind of brought up to speed a bit. So we'll see how their skills improve while they're down there. I also sent down Zia Brookside. She needs to improve, there's no other way to put it, she needs to improve. So she's also down there at the minute in the fight school. So just to take a look at some of the guys who are currently in our fight school and just to see how they're coming along. They only have been down there for like a couple of months, so I'm not expecting massive turnovers, but Jay Adams. So Jay Adams, I mean her basics have actually kind of flown up a lot recently, so I think we only had them in there from January, but already from January she's up to 56, which is a massive turnaround, so that is awesome to see. Psychology, you'd maybe like to go up a bit, but again, that really comes more from being in matches and learning, and also from age and experience. But yeah, to see her basics go up this quickly is very, very good. Joe Nelson, or as you know him, Lycos Jr. 2, or yeah, Kid Lycos Jr. Again, to be fair, his basics didn't start off poorly at all, but they have since January already gone up to 81. So again, very quick turnaround. So looking at Kanji next, look at her basics. So from January she's already gone up to a 63 out of a 20, 50, 60. So she started 56, so yeah, that's a massive turnaround too. And even her psychology's actually gone up a lot, so up to 35 in the space of a couple of months is awesome to see. And Miles Kamen is another one of our fight school students. Take a look at his basics. So he started in January at 61. He's now up to nearly 70 for basic, which is pretty dope. For somebody who's 21 and his basics to be nearly 70, that's pretty fucking dope. And his psychology, not as quick as the others, but it's definitely going up. So he was 49 and now he's 51. So the fight school grads have been coming along nicely. I would like to think we will have... So the next batch is out in February next year. So I would like to think that we will keep that class, I suppose, in there for about a year. See how they go. Once our next bunch of graduates comes out, reevaluate our student class and see who's worth keeping, who's not keeping. Once we reach a medium size, which I don't know when that will happen, but when we do, I would like to obviously try and get a developmental territory. Ideally, I would like OTT. that sounds maybe like a bit dickish, but I would just like OTT. But yeah, that's kind of my plans. If we don't get a developmental territory, what I might do is start a second show, a B show, and have that be for our younger talent, and also like our mid-card guys that we don't really use, just with their own storylines. I would probably introduce their own like lower tier titles instead of having a mid-card title on Wanted. On the new show, I just have another set of titles for kind of like the younger guys and the mid-card guys down there. But yeah, that's kind of like plans for the future. Some world news then, since we've talked about our company enough. WrestleMania happened. Yeah. Whoa. It's WrestleMania. Why am I saying? No one wants to hear me sing. So yeah, WrestleMania happened. Let's take a look at this should be worth a giggle. WrestleMania results. So, there's so much. I forgot it's like a 4-hour show. Look at all this. That is so much pre-show. Sin Cara? What? Oh my god, they re-signed Sin Cara. And they re-signed, what's his face? Ricardo Rodriguez. That's mental. Okay, sure. Let's go through this shitstorm. Mental. Right, Carmella versus Shayna Baszler got a 60. Velveteen Dream. Oof. Still have him on the cards, do you guys? Okay, Velveteen Dream and the Usos defeated the New Day. Is the New Day a faction in there? No. WrestleMania Night 1. Okay, so Alexa Bliss defeated Reckoning. Is that Mia Yim? That is Mia Yim. Riddle and Keith Lee defeated King Corbin and Andrade. That would be a belter match, to be fair. Asuka defeated Bianca Belair to retain the SmackDown Women's. Aleister Black and Edge defeated Rey Mysterio and Jeff Hardy. That would be a good match too. Drew McIntyre versus Finn Balor. Have they faced each other before? They're bound to have faced each other before. That's what I want my main event to be in MPW in like 2 years' time. I want McIntyre versus Balor. 82, yeah, I mean that would be a good match. Becky Lynch defeated Charlotte. Yeah. John Cena defeated Dolph Ziggler to retain the WWE Championship. Tulsa in the main event, how about that? And Angel Garza's the Universal Champion. What the fuck? And he got an 80 with the Fiend. What the fuck? Like, he's not bad. 74 is good. Like, how is he pulling out a 74? That's impressive. I'll give him that. That's really impressive. And then night 2 WrestleMania. Right. Massive pre-show as well. So Lacey Evans versus Nikki Cross. Iconics defeated Bad Attitude. Fuck's Bad Attitude? Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler, Bad Attitude. Was that a thing? I don't remember that being a thing. Alexa Bliss defeated Bianca Belair and Piper Niven. Look at that. Piper got a WrestleMania day. That's good for her. Andrade and the Usos defeated the New Day. Nakamura defeated Kane to win the IC title. Okay. Ziggler and Mysterio defeated DIY for the Raw tag titles. Oh, why would you do that? Why would you do that? So is Ray heel? The minute? Must be. Weird. Orton and Braun Strowman defeated Edge and KO. Charlotte, they had Becky versus Charlotte twice. And they had Drew versus Finn twice across the 2 days. What the fuck? AI cannot handle a WrestleMania in 2 day WrestleMania. Like they just repeated Angel versus The Fiend again. Well, there you go, guys. That was WrestleMania. It sounds like a belter show. Jesus Christ. And Sensational Wrestling Championships, my favourite promotion in this game, had another show, and it was Ain't That a Shame. It's 48. It's not a good show. How are they with that roster? How are they struggling? Like, see, like with this is a good roster. How are they struggling? Like, I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know. Anyway. Okay, so that is all the news covered. There was a lot of it. Like I said, just have them in here for a couple of weeks. So, nothing left to do but book the Go Home Wanted before our Fear No Man pay-per-view. Okay, and we are back coming at you from... Where are we coming at you from? The Priory Centre in Cambridgeshire. It is Thursday Night Wanted. No issues at all really with booking this, although I was a bit close on getting penalised for the amount of match to angles ratio. But I think I'm just within the bounds. It says I'm not going to be penalised, so that's good. Because I end up moving an angle from the pay-per-view to the show instead. So in a pre-show angle, all three women, Tennille, Martina and Debbie, are seen brawling backstage. 58 rated segment, which is good. Then in a pre-show match, Birds of Prey defeated Les Artistes in 14:52 when Jody pinned Lucas. This is just to give Birds of Prey a bit of momentum for their feud, or continuing feud with Lycos Gym. 49 match, which is okay. Then on to the main show. In a bout that had fantastic heat and decent wrestling, Kaylee Ray defeated Crazy Mary Dobson in 14:32 with the reverse code red. Mary Dobson had a 53 and Kaylee Ray had a 50, which is good from both women. Although they don't click, so 54 and they don't click is not bad going. Post match, Zia Brookside blindsides Kaylee Ray and starts attacking her, and Crazy Mary Dobson doesn't make the save. She sees this happening and, you know what, decides to walk away from it. And then while she's walking up the ramp, Tessa Blanchard reappears with her title around her waist and her arm in a cast. Dobson and Tessa share a look of sorts, I suppose, on the ramp where kind of Mary's maybe eyeing up the title. But then Zia Brookside sees Tessa's back and is delighted. And yeah, all gonna... See, I guess this is the thing. There's the line tension of where's Tessa been for a few weeks and why she's not contacted Dynasty. You know, what's going on with Crazy Mary Dobson? Why'd she not save Kaylee Ray? And then there's also the tease of Mary Dobson could be the next contender for the title. So many layers to the narrative. Why have I not been hired as a creative writer? You tell me, because I don't know. 53 segment overall. Next up, in a decent match, Tennille Dashwood defeated Kanji in, we'll say 12 minutes with a roaring elbow. 30 from Kanji, 59 from Tennille, 51 rated segment overall. As this is basically a squash match. Leading to the next segment though, Conor McGregor comes out and he said he's had enough of these three women brawling. It's taken too much. And clearly a regular match won't contain them. So at the pay-per-view, it will be Debbie versus Martina versus Tennille in a hardcore triple threat match. 75 rated segment from Conor because Conor talked good. Next up in a backstage video vignette, Eddie Dennis is seen washing the face paint away from the NIC and declares that their stable is now called Epitaph as they will leave their mark on NPW. 48 rated segment. So next up in a bout that had decent heat and decent reaction but subpar wrestling, the NIC defeated God, that's so hard to say. Let me try that again. In a bout that had decent... Oh, God. I'm in my own head. Right. In a bout that had a decent reaction from the crowd, but subpar wrestling, the NIC defeated the Billington Bulldogs. Got changed, that's an easier to say name. When Austin Delaney submitted Mark Billington. Thomas had 29, Mark had a 28, Charlie had a 46, and Austin had a 43. With the NIC getting a tag bonus. 40 overall, which is okay. It's just a squash match, so it's alright. Then backstage, Dynasty finally catch up to Tessa and are like, yo, what's going on? Why'd you not contact us? Where have you been? And Tessa, obviously been a bit moody, you know, from having her arm broken, turns around and just says to them, you know what, why do I need to look after you? Why do you need me to babysit you? You know, why he's more worried about, you know, where I am than defending your own titles at the pay-per-view. Maybe she says, maybe if you need me that much, you don't deserve the titles. And she storms off, leaving them kind of being like, yo, what the fuck was that about? They don't say what the fuck. Or maybe they do. Yeah, so a little bit of tension there. Just with Tessa kind of, the pressures of leadership starting to show on her. 58 rated segment though, which is verging on very good. And in our main event, about to have fantastic heat and great wrestling, Carlos Romo defeated Mandrews in 14:46. And this was the final match of Block A, and Carlos Romo is the winner of the Block A. Carlos had a 60, Mandrews had a 50. Wow, Carlos outperformed Mandrews. That's really cool. Carlos foreshadowed his face turn, and Guido did some good work at ringside for Mandrews. 61 overall, which is awesome. Next up, this next segment, post-match, Will Hobbs, Ace Austin come down and celebrate with Carlos. The trio, both have performed amazingly, and they're celebrating, raising each other's hands until the graphic shows up on the screen. At Fear No Man, it will be in the P12 finals, Ace Austin versus Carlos Romo. And Ace stopped celebrating. Ace just realised, shit, I have to face my friend. I don't think I can beat him. And while the other two are celebrating, Ace walks off. And Will Hobbs and Carlos Romo are like, yo, what the fuck? You dude, coming back? This is great. We're in the final. And that's the thing. Most friends would be like, oh, this is awesome. Two buddies in the final. Yeah, why would we not want this? But Ace needs to be the leader. Ace needs to be the guy. And whereas he's cheated this entire time to win his matches, Carlos has won clean. So yeah, that's kind of the story now going forward. Ace is kind of like, shit, I need to win this. And I can't beat him. So yeah, that's in my mind how it's playing out. 55, which is good. Not gonna turn him face. Oh, should I turn him face now? Actually, it would mean for a better match at the paper. Nah, because they'll have a couple of matches. I'll save the face turn for after the pay-per-view, I think. And that's the show 64, which is very good. Only real disappointment. It's not even a disappointment. It was a squash match, so the NIC versus the Billington Bulldogs was the weakest, but overall still very good. So that's really it then for news. There was nothing coming out of the taping. So next time you guys will be back will be the Fear No Man PPV, which is going to include the hardcore triple threat that's booked tonight between Debbie, Tennille and Martina. The P12 tournament finals between Ace and Carlos. Singles match between former friends, Riho and Maki Ito. The tag team title match between Aussie Open and Dynasty. The women's championship match between Kelly Ray and Tessa Blanchard. And finally, the NPW title will be defended in a casket match between Sonico with Jake Roberts and Pentagon Jr. I have no idea what to expect. I don't think I've ever booked a casket match in this game before. Out of all the years I've played this game, I don't think I've ever booked a casket match. I have no fucking clue how it's going to go down, but we shall see next time on Bash Bros. Thank you very much for joining me as always. If you liked this episode, please subscribe to the channel for a lot more content, not just Notorious Pro Wrestling, but also On the Fence, Game Club, Alex Z to Z, all these great shows that you can watch anytime you want. And if you have any ideas for storylines, feuds, tag teams, stables, leave them in the comments below and I will try to book that for you. We've already had a cool idea from Control Room Guy. I think I got that right. Yeah, Control Room Guy. On a cool story idea for Grado going forward. So that'll probably happen after. Yeah, that'll probably happen after this storyline with Epitaph and the Grado Talent Agency. And with all that being said, I will see you next time on Bash Bros.